Hey guys, welcome to the Model Citizen Podcast. We're your hosts, Hunter
and Michaela.
We are so excited to have you here. All right, let's dive in.
Hello.
Welcome back to the Model Citizen Podcast, sister.
Hey, y'all. Hello, sister.
We're both just giving tired.
For very different reasons.
Very different reasons.
Yes.
I am coming off of Miami Swim Week with Sports Illustrated, which we will get into. I was catapulted into,
Yes.
I literally went from, supermodel vibes, Sports Illustrated, get off the plane, sign autographs, get my car, yada, 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 walk in to, I changed a poopy diaper within 10 minutes, did bath time, did bedtime, cleaned up, and alas.
Day. Now here you are the next day. Yeah. So you're tired because you've been Miami bound. You've just been like the queen of Florida this month.
I'm really staying in Florida. Like I stay in Florida. For someone who doesn't love Florida, I stay in Florida.
Right. No, you definitely do love a good Florida moment, clearly.
Yeah.
So yes, dude, you were on again the Sports Illustrated runway for Swim Week. Yes. It was so amazing, by the way. Like everyone looked so good. So let's go through everyone who walked real quick.
Yes.
If we may.
So I was back in Miami and my mom actually met me there, which was fun. Michaela got stuck with my mom's dogs. But so they had asked me to come and close the show, which was so exciting. And then they had Alex Earl do the opening of the show. And
maybe you've heard of her.
Yeah, just a little girl. It's just a gal named Alex Earl.
Just a gal. Yeah.
Quite literally one of the largest TikTokers, I think, ever.
For sure, one of the top. Yeah. Right? I mean, everyone knows. I'm literally using the light that she talks about all the time as we speak for my lighting setup. So
I mean, it's crazy. It's like, I think they call it like the Alex Earl effect, where like if she posts something, it sells out. Yep. So she opened the show and she's just like so lovely, and her family, her little sisters she walked with. And when I say little sisters, I mean like her youngest sister, I think is like 8 or 9. So there was 3 of them with her walking, and they're all just so sweet. I'm just like, I want to bottle your guys' energy up and just like inject it into me when I need it. Like her little sister was like, we got this, hyping you up, girl. Like, let's go. You got it. You're going to kill it out there. I'm like, oh my God. Yes.
So cute.
Not me getting motivated from an 8-year-old. Like I loved her.
Dude, although one thing I don't like is a precocious kid. Nothing makes me more mad than a precocious child.
No, you would literally love her because she would be like, she is just like one of those kids that's just like sassy, but so fun and fierce. And I'm like, I hope you actually become president one day.
Right. Like we need you to lead this country into the future.
At the very least.
At the very least.
It's the least you can do for us.
Right. So you and Alex Earl shared the stage, shared the runway together.
Shared the runway.
She opened, you closed. If there's one thing Hunter is, it's the epitome of Gen Z. She is the forefront of style. She's the forefront of trends. She is the moment right now. Because
I'm sorry, I don't. Here's the thing, I'm 19, and like the thing is that
you can't help it that you're 19.
I can't help it. I don't know what else to say to you guys. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry you came here for a 31-year-old mom of 2, and you're leaving with a Gen Z like mega host that's 19. Like I didn't ask for this. It fell on me.
Right. God delivered it. You just signed for it.
I signed for it, guys.
Yes.
My hands are tied.
You're literally, your hands are tied that you are a member of the youth. You are a youth, as we say, as us in the older elder community, you are a youth.
No, literally, people are like, yeah, like Usher, and I'm like, who's Usher, right? Like
Right.
I'm
Who
like,
is that?
they're like Mariah Carey, and I'm like, who is that,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Who is
like all
that?
of a sudden
You're like
I'm
compact
just
discs.
I
You're like,
don't.
I feel like I've heard about those before,
When someone asks me
but
to
like, what
take a
even are they?
picture, or like, how does it look when you take a picture? I'm like this. I'm like, what is?
Right.
I don't understand,
This
right?
like, what do
So
you mean when you do this? Because you
it,
are
yeah, which is so
you're
funny.
young.
Also, really quickly, because those cameras are now making a comeback.
Right.
Everybody and their mother had this weekend the Canon GX7 or
The
whatever,
G7X Mach 2. Yeah.
G7X. Which, dude, I think we both have that.
We do not have that.
I have it.
I don't think you do.
Pretty sure I do, sister.
I
I
think
will
you have a Sony.
go.
If you or no, you have a Canon that I do know of because
I'm
it's the same
pretty
one that I got.
sure. Oh, okay.
We have the Rebel. We have the Rebel 6. I'm so sorry to
Damn.
tell you.
That's too bad because
Because the
this,
Canon G7X is like $1,000.
and it's like no one can find it. And all the girlies were
No
using
one's
it
gonna-
this weekend, and everyone just looks so glowy and beautiful and stunning.
It's
And I'm just
because it's
like,
not amazing quality. The point of it is that it's like not perfect quality. And so
it
it's
almost has
got
like an oil filter over
like
it where
yes, it's
everyone's
like
glowing.
oily, it's like glowy, it's like slightly grainy, and it's like we all look so good because on iPhone, it's too good. Okay.
It's too good. And everyone's like, but the quality. And I'm like, yeah, but let's go back to like an iPhone 10 quality. I just like,
Mm-mm.
I like it. Don't get me wrong. Like we're seeing the
Right.
real, we're seeing the raw, but it's like, you don't need to see my uvula.
I definitely don't need to see your uvula. I've
It's
seen
like,
it enough.
we get it. You
I've
can
seen enough
literally
of your
see my
uvula at
ingrown
this point.
hairs.
Mm-hmm. I literally, it is so unnecessary for it to be that,
So
for
unnecessary.
that crazy. But one thing that I am also laughing about, and you need to tell the story on the podcast because not only has it gotten traction within
Unreal.
our circle, within the social medias, but now we've gotten to the point where People magazine has picked it up, and I need you to
Mom
talk
just
on
sent
it.
me that and I am unwell. Okay, guys, I'm going to tell you a tale, okay? I'm going to tell you a tale of a nail. And this nail
A tale
never
of a nail.
saw this nail never saw this life coming for it, and I'm happy for it. It's kind of coming for my brand and kind of stealing my moment, and that's fine. But so basically, mom had this most gorgeous like floor length gown for the red carpet. There was a red carpet right before the runway show. All the girls did it. Mom got her hair and makeup done, and the one thing that she didn't have done was her nails. Like there was no
What did I
polish,
tell
nothing.
mom before she left? What did I
She's
say
blaming
to
this all
mom?
on you because
She's
she's
blaming
like,
this all on me because
you said, Mom, you have to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to make sure your nail game is on point.
yes,
And she
because if
told
you're going to be
everyone
on red
that.
carpet, you
Yeah.
need to have nails done. You need to have makeup and hair. Like you have to have all of the components because if you're going to do
Yes.
red carpet, people can zoom in. You've got Getty images and these
Yes.
images live on forever and
Yeah.
they're unretouched and they do not care about getting you in your most flattering light. So I'm like do yourself a favor and have everything done.
And
Right?
now this came back to bite her in the little butt and bit me
Mhm.
in the butt, mainly me.
Mostly you.
So mom she takes out this pack of stick on nails, like glue on nails. And when I tell you, they looked like something out of God,
Like a
Dollar
Miami
General.
strip club.
Yeah, like long, like so long, like
Yeah.
almost comically long because her hands are
Right.
so small. And they
Right.
had like little gemstones all over them and they were like designs. And I was like, okay, that's a bold choice, but
Right. They
fine,
were also
whatever. Like
square, right? Weren't they
they were
square?
square and
They
long.
weren't
Like
even almond.
I'm telling you right now, I'd never seen a nail like this in my life. Okay. So she pulls those out and I'm like, I'm kind of giving her a hard time. I'm like, I don't know. Like, I think your bare nail actually might be better, like,
Yeah.
than this.
At this point, yes. You're like, this isn't what Michaela wanted. This isn't what she would have wanted.
No, I'm like, literally anything's better than this. So
Yeah.
I kind of tell her, and she's like, I'm just gonna put him on. And I'm like,
Mm.
okay. So
No, okay, fuck me.
she starts to like glue them on. Mom, right? Everything's a little bit of
Mm.
haphazard, right? Like the glue's all
It's
over her
chaos.
hands. She's like, how do I get the glue off my hands? I'm like, how to get there in the first place, right? Like, so She's doing that. Nails are on the floor, like in my coffee, in the orange. Like it is just like nails are flying. And
floating on top in the orange juice.
Literally, dude. I am literally still finding nails. I have no idea. There was like 375 nails in there. So she's putting them on, and I didn't find out until later that she had actually put a couple of them on upside down. So the tip was at the cuticle. I don't know if you noticed that in the video on my Instagram. And I'm going to make this a reel because I have gotten so many DMs from people saying,
help.
Please make this a reel and help SOS. But it's so mom to put the tip of the nail to the cuticle instead. Like that is so mom coded. So she does that, and then we go out, and it's all about the nail. Like she can't do anything. She can't put on her shoes with the nail. She can't dress up. Like she can't zip the nail. I'm like, okay, so now you have a full 10-finger nail job. Can't help me. Great. Okay.
Right.
So we get to the red carpet. I do my thing, and then I pull mom in for photos. We snap a few photos, and then all of a sudden, Sev, who is the publicist, goes, oh, there's a nail on the floor. Hold on. There's a nail on the red carpet, okay? Nail popped off, okay? Nail offense number 1. Popped off.
Nail offense number 1.
Popped off on the red carpet. And I go, oh my God, that's my mom's. Oh my God. So we're like freaking out. Then, it's like, God, of course the nails are popping off. Okay, left and right. So now mom's down one nail. Then they kind of start one by one dropping. These little shits are dropping like flies, okay, all around me. It's leaving a trail. It's like if mom was lost, follow
the nails.
Yeah.
Follow the press on Hoochie Mama nails.
Follow the Hoochie Mama, like just bedazzled CVS nail. Great. Like whatever.
Yeah.
So later that night, I'm like looking through Getty Images, or actually the next day, I'm looking through Getty Images. Mom's nail, she has one long nail left on her pinky nail. She can't get it off. And I'm like, you have to get that motherfucker off before we leave to the airport or else, right?
Yes. And why do we need to get the pinky nail off?
Well, because it absolutely looks like she has a cocaine problem.
A cocaine nail. She has a little, we all know the cocaine pinky, right? Like it was giving that.
Right. And so I'm looking at Getty Images, and I'm like, oh my God, mom, look how cute this picture is of both of us. And we look so cute together. And I'm like, what is that on my chest? Is that I zoom in. I zoom further in. And lo and behold, unbeknownst to me, there's one singular pointer finger little nail on my chest. It is dazzling on my chest. It is literally made itself its home on my chest. It is a piece of art on my chest. I am literally on the floor because I cannot believe these nails that I knew were a bad idea ended up stealing my thunder. So now this nail thought it was just gonna, like when it was being manufactured, this nail was like, oh, I'm just a nail. And I want to be
just a nail.
And I want to be
so much more. I want to be so much more.
I know I'm more. But like everyone's just like, you're a nail. And then this bitch, she really came correct. And she said, this is my one and only moment. Like I'm about to do it. She popped her little body off, her little body yaddy yaddy off mom's little fingy right to my chest and glistened, dude, and stole the show.
She really stole the show.
She stole the show. I cannot believe that this nail was just who knows how long it was there. Who knows? It could have been there all night. I literally had to go back to my runway show because there was like wet glue on it because mom didn't wait for them to dry. So there's like wet glue on it. So I'm like, is this nail like in my photos? And I'm like, what is going on?
Right.
So my God, dude, I told this story on my Instagram because I absolutely couldn't. Like I just was humbled so quick. This nail stole the show. She just signed a 6-figure deal contract, which is incredible. I'm so grateful for her. She has
the nail is gonna be in the next Tom Ford.
The nail's the next Tom Ford taking over my spot in Sports Illustrated. No
Yes.
one cares.
The nail
Yeah.
is going to be on the cover next
I
year.
mean, beyond. And then this morning, mom just sent us that People magazine, did a whole write-up on that. So thank God for that. Thank God for that. All my accomplishments, and thank God that the nail got it.
Of all the
The nail is
news going
probably
on right
so
now, like
stoked
the
right now.
fact
Like
that
the
that's
nail,
what's
how much is the
making
nail?
news has
Like
me
I told you
absolutely
guys, right?
sent. I'm sent.
Sent, dude. I
Sent.
also think that this is a great opportunity for nail brands. There's a nail brand that reached out to me that was like, we want to surprise her with a bunch of nails. It's quickies, you know?
Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, Bailey's brand. She was like,
Yes.
we want to surprise her with a bunch of nails. So by the time this comes out, she'll have a bunch of nails at her doorstep, which is great.
Which is great. I just like she's got to
To
learn how to put them
never
on, you
let
know.
this mishap happen again. Yeah. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
don't put the tip of the nail on the cuticle.
Right. Like what
Also,
I'm going to
she
do.
can barely see me in front of her. I'm like, Mom,
Right.
how can you see your nail? Like, why don't we just go get a paint job, Mom?
Right. That's what I said. I was like, why didn't you just go get a fast drying nail color and swipe it on? I mean, it literally would have been better than a press on nail. I'm like, you cannot cheat the system. Okay. Here's the thing. You can't cut corners on a red carpet. Okay.
You
You can't
can't.
because you're going to get called out for it. Someone's going
You're
to find out.
gonna get called out. And
It
that's
is
why,
like going out with your whole pussy out, going on the red carpet. You are
it is.
bare. You are exposed to the elements. Like you're
There's
gonna
no
get
good
caught.
lighting. It's
No.
not it's not for the faint of heart. There's no editing. You can't put a filter because you can't alter someone else's image. Like it is just absolutely you, bare bones. Like
Mm-hmm.
if yeah, it's
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Absolutely. Lesson learned
that's
all around.
lesson freaking learned, bro.
So tell me about so this is your second time walking, right? For SI?
Is it my second or my third?
That's what I was wondering if it was your third.
I think it's my third time walking.
Do you remember your first? I don't think
Wait,
it is. I think it was your second
was my first
because
time walking with you?
I think it was because I feel like I would have gone to your first one. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
think
and I would
Brian
remember
did.
the swimsuit or something.
Yeah, I had to really go back and think about that. But
Yeah.
maybe it is the second, maybe it's the third. Who's to say?
Who's to say? How did you feel this time?
I felt really good. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit nervous. I don't know why.
I know you messaged me, said you were nervous, which I was surprised about because you don't usually get nervous for this stuff.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It just like came over me. It was just like that was my
Mm,
natural inclination.
right.
Um, but I felt really good going like once it happened, I was like, oh, that feels good. I could do that like 10 more times. I could go out there
Yeah.
like 10 more times, you know?
Right.
Um the thing is my swimsuits like they were going up my butt. I have one of those butts that eats everything.
Right.
And people are
Right.
going to be like, yeah, no shit. We see that. But no, I mean
Right.
like every fabric. Like it could be a full butt bottom.
Right.
My butt's going to make it a thong. So no
Right.
matter what, I was going out there by the end of the runway. It was a thong swimsuit. And nothing is more just feeling like you're out there than having big old yitties flapping in the wind
Right.
while your butt is just exposed
Flapping in the wind.
to
The butt's
also
flapping.
flapping in the wind, opposite directions. Like
Everything's just flapping in the
everything's
wind.
kind of flapping in the wind,
Right.
which is fine and great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just yeah, did the
Yeah.
damn thing and it felt good. I was like super excited after I did my first walk, and then to close it out was really exciting too.
Yeah.
And just to
You
kind of like lead the girls towards to
you
the
had a cute
finale.
moment with Sarah Landry, aka Bird's Papaya, where you guys did like a little
Yes.
hit because our queen Sarah,
Yeah.
you guys I'm sure know her. If you follow us, you most likely also follow Sarah. But you guys had a cute little like hip bump moment that was just
Yeah, it was
so
so
good.
fun, and that was actually so special for the both of us to be on that runway together because
Yeah.
Sarah and I have known each other for quite a few years now, and we had done a shoot together in Barbados for Nick's, and she was posing on the beach, and I was like, "Yes, like this is how you do it. Like pose, like feel it, feel sexy." And she had told me like one of her dreams was to work with Sports Illustrated in some capacity,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna send your pictured MJ. And so now this full circle moment is so special. And for us to like have that moment on the runway together,
right.
and we're two very different body types, but we struggle the same way, as most women do. And it was really fun. And at the end, she just like hugged me and it was just a very special, special moment that I was able to share with a friend.
We're going to have her on for sure so that we can like
cool.
hear her side of it all. And I know that it was like,
yeah,
you know, she's a mom of 4, and that's what I love so much about Sport Illustrated is that they're always their inclusivity knows no bounds, you know, and they want to show that like all bodies are sexy and all bodies are beautiful, and like they truly do walk the walk. So I think that was just so special, and she did great. She did so good. God.
Everybody did so
Everyone
good.
did so good. Yeah.
Even though there was a lot of girls who were nervous, like you couldn't tell. Yeah. Everyone just killed it. They walked out, they felt good. It was like, you know,
you have to take that moment, you know, it's like, that's your moment, babe. Like you have to reach far down into any little bit of confidence that you have if you're nervous, and you just have to like go out there. And I will say, like, once you get out there, it's very thrilling, and like, it's a little bit crazy at first, but then it's very thrilling because the crowd is so supportive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it was really fun. And then after that, we went to the club, and I took Mom to the club. And I don't know.
You guys went to the club.
We literally went to the club, and Mom was ready to party. It was like 12:30, and I was like giving her the eyes, like, are you ready to go back up? Like, let's call it.
Well, I FaceTimed you guys because I was like, oh, they're for sure in the room. I was like, it's like midnight
and I picked up at the club.
You did. You picked up the club, and I was like, oh, and it was just like it was Pitbull playing in the background, and I was like, oh, okay, so we're still at the club right now.
And Michaela, and everyone was like, Michaela. Everyone's like, where's Michaela? Like you were just absolutely in your jammy jams,
just in my jams, you know.
But dude, Mom wanted to literally party. Convinced. She was like, so they went out, and then everyone went out to 11, which is this like strip club in Miami, and Mom was like, I could have stayed out. I could have stayed out longer. And I was like,
I'm sure she could have.
If I literally stay up for 5 more minutes, like that's it. I'm killing over.
It's a wrap.
Like it's a wrap. But she could really hang, dude. She was like smoking with everyone. I'm like, my God, dude, Mom.
She can absolutely hang. One thing about Mom is she has always been the more of the party girl out of all of the three of us.
She really is a low-key party girl. Like the thing is like she grew up with like Studio 54, like the OG party, like fun. You know, she's like dancing and enjoying it, and it was really fun, right? Like you can't. How many people can say that they?
I mean, I grew up literally. I would go out to like the local kind of like little, not like clubs, but like the restaurants that kind of became clubs in our area at nighttime, and I would run into Mom and her friends. I'd be like, what are you doing here? I'd be like, Ariana, what are you doing here? You know,
literally, that's Mom.
Like, what is going on? And then and then she'd be staying later than me. I'd be like, God, I'm tired. I gotta go home. Bye, Mom. You know, and like, see you at home. I mean, truly, just the party girl of a generation. So
the party girl generation.
Yeah.
It was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was so fun to be with Mommy, and everybody missed you too, though. Everyone's like, "Where's my?" It's like so funny because we're such like we're like a twofer, right?
Yeah.
And so everyone just automatically thinks they're like, okay, her mom's here, but then like Kayla's obviously also here.
Right. And the only reason I wasn't there was because it was my anniversary this weekend. Otherwise, I would have been there. Yeah, dude, I probably would have been there with a nail in my eyeball for all I know, you know? I would have been part of the whole.
My God. Listen, we really could have. There could have been 2 girls that made the cut, but you didn't decide to show.
I didn't. Unfortunately, it was my 6-year wedding anniversary. How dare I? And you know how we spent it? We spent it caring for Mom's feral ass dogs. Okay.
Dude.
Here's the thing about my mom's dogs, you guys. So obviously, I love anything I can do for my family. I'm a do. Y'all know that enough about me by now. One thing that makes me highly anxious, though, is taking care of my mom's dogs. I would rather take care of Hunter's children. Like I would rather be responsible for their livelihood for a month than my mom's dogs for 3 days. Like literally. Are because they are so cute. Don't get me wrong, they are so cute, they're so loving, they are lovely, they are just feral. And like that's the thing, it's kind of like having
there's no reason for anything,
no rhyme, no reason, no structure. Literally Simba just barked. Do you hear them right now? They barked. Like they're
Yeah.
barking, which is
Yeah.
crazy in my home. Okay. To be
That is,
barking.
yeah, I know. That's crazy dog behavior.
It's
For
crazy
them,
dog behavior to be
that's
barking.
crazy for dogs to bark.
No, I
That's
won't allow
nuts.
it, dude. My dogs act like humans in my home. I mean, truly, they're on a
Yeah. They're
schedule. Like
scared of you.
mom's dogs don't understand what to like Frankie is biting his leash. And I'm like, what is going on here? How are you
Honestly, they're probably going to you're probably going to do some good being with you for the week.
Which will get all undone the minute mom walks through the door. They will forget everything and they will be peeing on every single
Well,
surface.
Simba is a little he is a little
Menace.
Pomeranian.
Yes.
He's Dennis the Menace, but he's a little
Yeah.
Pomeranian and he plays our mom like a fiddle. Like he will pretend to limp only in front of her. Like
right.
he is
He'll just
totally
be
fine.
like,
He'll be running around. I'm not kidding you guys. Like we have video footage of it. He will pretend to limp in front of her.
yeah. So she'll
And
pick him up.
yeah, so she'll pick him up and he's just like such a little baby.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
yeah,
I have there's none of that here. There's none. I'm like limp. I'm
no,
like
it's
limp
militant.
away.
It's militant there.
It is militant in my home. And these dogs do not understand. Don't understand the structure. They're so confused by it. They're like, wait, you
Well, and
mean I
mom
can't?
like cooks for them too.
Mom cooks for them. She feeds them at all hours of the day. Like they come up to me and I can tell that they're like, where's my 2 p.m. meal? And I'm just like, simply we eat at 5 p.m. here. That's it.
Right.
Like end of story. And they're giving me the eyes. And I'm like,
are they shitting less now that you're giving them the other food?
They are definitely shitting less and they are shitting on a more regular schedule. Like everything is more regular now.
Yeah.
And there has not really been very many accidents because we're keeping the back door open. They know that they cannot have an accident in this house. Like they've like figured it out pretty quickly, I think.
You're like you cannot, otherwise you are
out of here. I will literally hand deliver you to the pound. I will
considering the woman who you literally want to adopt the dog with like no eyes, no tail, one tooth.
Yes.
And like a
my
missing,
dream.
Yeah, like something missing.
Yeah, but that's not their fault. The dogs, and it's not their fault either. I'm just like, you guys came. They've had the most spoiled life.
Yeah,
and it's just like mom's lack of structure. As you guys can imagine. I mean, the woman's got nails flying on a red carpet. Like, of course, the dogs are going to be feral as hell. And it's just honestly, it's been funny. Have I slept? No, like because the dogs have to sleep in the bed with us, which all my dogs are crate trained. They sleep on their own. I've always been very big on that. I can't do dogs in my bed for sleeping, mostly because they're so small. Like if I had like a German Shepherd, sure, like jump in the bed, like let's cuddle at night. But like these really dogs they are tiny. Okay. Yeah. And I am so afraid of rolling over and just completely squashing them. Yeah. Like it's just such
you don't think they would make a sound?
I'll sleep through it, dude. I know I'll sleep through it. I'll be murdering this dog in my sleep.
Oh my, dude, someone's going to cut that and then just post that part.
The next People article is that.
Yeah. Michaela McGrady says, yeah, no, they're absolutely cuckoo. And also we just have to pay homage to our family dog who we have to put down.
Yes.
And it just, I was thinking about that driving earlier today, how like grief is so different because it's like, I see people who, and I'm not trying to say this to be a bitch, but I see people who will do posts for their dogs and be like, they can't get over it for weeks. Yeah. Right. Bro, I cried for 5 minutes and I was like, oh, that's so sad.
So but our family dog Sailor, she was 16. It was her time a couple weeks ago. But it's crazy because she's been in our lives. We loved Sailor. She was a homie. Old. Yeah. I mean,
boyfriend,
she was 16 years old. Can you believe?
No, but I was 14.
Oh, you were 14. Yeah, you were 14 years old when we got her. Like literally, like Sailor has been the homie. She was like the first pet that we all kind of had. Yeah. And we loved her.
Deaf. Yeah. Could like literally had a smoker's cough. Like
had a smoker's cough.
We literally last time I was there, I looked at mom and I was like, "Mom, please, like this." She like
put her out of her misery. She kind of imagine Sailor is sort of like a Hollywood agent from like the 70s. You know,
absolutely. She is
like
Estelle
that was her
from
voice.
Friends.
Literally. She's like, all right, we're
Yes.
going to get you in this right now. You're going to come down. Like that was
Yes.
literally Sailor. So we had to put her down recently, and that was like sad, but it's so true. Like when I see people, and I don't
Bro,
really want
and
to say
nothing
this
makes me
though, because
more. I know,
yeah.
but dude, I just have to like. Here's the thing.
No, but the only reason I don't want to say that is because I think I'll feel differently about Comet.
No, you won't. You literally won't.
I
Here's the
I
thing.
know, probably not.
I can't. It infuriates me to
I
no
agree.
level. Had I never experienced a great, for real, serious great loss, then I guess it would be different. But
Right.
like, there really do be levels in the grief. Like, I'm so
There's
sorry.
levels. Yeah.
Even when
No, I don't care
grandma
what anyone says. There's
passed, like,
definitely
it's
levels.
like,
Yeah.
obviously that's sad, obviously,
Mhm.
and like we were really close with grandma, but like
Yeah.
she lived a full abundant life, right? Like Sailor is a
Yes.
dog. Like
Yeah.
you expect that, right? So it's like
Sure.
I cried for like a few minutes and I was like, "Oh, well, she's in a better place." Like, and it just
Yeah.
blows my mind when people will do like, and sorry, dude, if I'm feeling like a bitch saying this, dude, but I'm just venting because I have a girlfriend who has posted and it's just like it's weeks and weeks of I can't
Yeah.
get out of bed. I can't, and I'm just like,
Oh my god, like
I
what are you going to do when you experience a
oh
true grief? Like a
oh my god.
true deep human grief. Like
It's just I can't. I think there
someone needs to
needs to
send
be
the
tears.
authorities to her
There needs to be
house.
tears, not TEARS, but TIERS, right? Like,
100%.
yeah.
Yes.
So that's
It's
that. But we
it's
had to pay homage to our sailor
we
girl.
did have to pay homage. No, it's so true. Like it just feels like you do feel kind of like, okay, because we do learn when you go through grief counseling that like every grief is, like
Of course, it's a
matters, and
Matt. Of
every
course,
it's all valid, and like yes,
yes,
sure, like oh, this is their most like tough grief is the loss of their dog. So to
yes.
them this is the worst and it's just like, yeah, okay, but like it's literally not. Like trust me,
Until you do, yeah,
it's
exactly. It's
and then
like
you lose someone. But it's like it's a bummer too because you don't want to like no one wants to like know that grief. So it just is
no. I
like
literally,
shitty
I'm like,
situation.
though that's why I'm like, good. I hope that like I don't
Yeah.
want
That's what
people
we
to
always
feel
say. We're like,
that.
good. I want that to be the only grief you experience. Like I
Yes,
pray
literally. I
that that is the worst
pray.
grief that yeah, like no, none of us would ever want anything more. It's
Never,
just funny
never.
when you have experienced something, and those of us who have lost someone very close and
Right.
somebody like tragically, you get it,
Well, it's like
like
Brian kept being like, "Are you okay?" Like, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm
you're like
fine."
literally
Like,
fine. You're
it's
like a
sad, but like, I don't.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
But it's like especially when someone or set like a dog or whatever, they live like a beautiful long life. You're just like,
no,
what do you
yeah.
expect? The
Like,
dog's not going to live till it's 100. Like this is
like,
just
and we
like
know. Isn't it crazy that we all know that going into buying dogs and stuff,
it's
or like
actually
rescuing
crazy.
dogs? It's like, okay, I'll get
Yes.
about sometimes maybe like 7, 8, 9 good years. Like,
Oh, dude, I saw this
it's kind of
thing that was
crazy.
like it showed different relationships, closeness
Yeah.
via using lines, and it was
Hmm.
like situationship, and it was like here's your line and then here's their line, and it's kind of like you come together and then you go apart, and then it was like
Yeah.
one night stand, boom, and it was
Yeah.
like best friends like from childhood, and it's like da 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 da, and then it was like kind of like that, and then it like spreads off, right?
Yeah.
And then it was like dog, and it was like your whole life, and then they're super close to you for this amount of time,
It's
because like
crazy.
that's how long that they're around, and
Yeah.
they're close to you the entire time. And I was like, oh god, like literally I was like, this is so sweet and sad.
So sweet and sad. And I also think that so mom didn't tell us obviously when she put
Yeah,
her down, but had she, I would have
because we were in
we were
Florida.
in Florida. When Michaela and I were in Florida, but I would have told her
Mhm.
to give her some chocolate because I think that every dog should have
Yeah,
chocolate. Like at
I
least
think
like a
they do
really
with the
delicious chocolate bar.
yeah, yeah, I think that they usually do. When they're gonna put a dog down, I think that they do give them like chocolate, but I don't know if they did that with Sailor. But yeah, I think that's such a good thing to do
Like, don't
with
you think that like
dogs.
every dog should experience like chocolate or like something that like they probably would have just, like, wagged their tail over, but could never have, like, a full thing
Yes.
of imagine we're just, like I'm sure pe someone out there is gonna be like, "What, so you can poison them?" No. It's like,
No, 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 no,
they're
no.
gonna go
They
and
get what we mean.
right.
They get what we
Yeah.
mean. If your dog is already, if they're like about, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
give them something yummy. Give them,
Give 'em a
give them an
Hershey's
In-N-Out burger,
Kiss.
you know?
Literally.
Which by the way,
Oh
like I'm craving so bad right now.
oh my god,
Um,
I'm always
I
craving.
was watching. the girls' bathroom vlogs. And so it's the girls' bathroom podcast, and it's Chinzia and
Wait,
Sophia.
what were you watching?
I was watching Chinzia and Sophia's vlogs.
Oh, I love them. The girls'
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yes. So it's a girls'
You guys have to
bathroom.
listen to them.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys, like a lot of you have listened because they've been in the YouTube space for so long. And I actually don't know how I haven't found them yet, but Hunter turned me on to their podcast. And then I went and looked and saw that they're actually YouTubers. They were YouTubers first. And
Oh,
then they
really?
yeah, so they were YouTubers first. They've been on YouTube for 10 years having their channel together. It was Sophia and
Wow.
Chinzia, and it's their YouTube channel together, and they've had it for 10 years. And then just a couple years ago, they started their podcast, which is The Girls' Bathroom.
I love how they stayed so close for so long.
I know. I love it. They're literally like sisters, and they're funny. They're so funny. I'm obsessed with them. So I've just been like binging their vlogs because they're so cute. They've literally made me want to be like more girly and cute. Like I'm
Yes, you were
definitely
saying.
yeah,
In what
like
way? Like, and wearing like a
because they're always
dress?
just like they're doing their makeup and they've got like cherry earrings and they're just like so girly and they wear like color, and that's so not like literally I'm wearing a pink fucking beanie and heart necklace. Like
I know, dude.
normally
That's so
I
not
may
you.
not do that, but because I'm like that's so cute. I'm like I don't know, I think also it's probably like oldest daughter syndrome where like we have to really be in our masculine all the time, and we have to be like in our protector mode, and we have to be like I don't know, you almost like kill the soft feminine side a little bit. And
You've been
I think,
saying you want to step into your feminine energy, so
dude,
I think you
I
just really
need
got to
to.
go for it.
I need to. It's just like
And
when I
but doesn't
like
it
when
feel
I
like
put
you're
on
putting
one of
on a
your Abercrombie
costume?
dresses, when I put on one of your Abercrombie dresses, I feel like I'm in a fucking costume. Like you
No,
know
I
that.
literally feel like that too. Like sometimes when I wear like a jewelry, honestly, any jewelry besides like a gold hoop, I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm in a costume. I literally
Yeah.
feel like I look like I'm like Johnny Depp on, like when
Pirates.
people dress as him. Yeah. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
how
yeah.
I feel. So anything that's like outside of that, I feel like people are like, oh, this girl doesn't normally wear that. And I can tell.
Right. Right. No, totally. That's how I feel like the same. And I feel like I don't know, I just have enjoyed I've like loved binging their vlogs, but I've been really loving their Coachella vlogs, and they like talk about In and Out a lot. And they also go to LA a lot. So they're in London, which is
Oh my God,
crazy
I
because
want to
they
have
do
them on the
travel.
podcast.
Yes, I know you guys. If
Let's
you guys
manifest that.
follow them, go tag them and be like, "Come on, guys, have to come on the Model Citizen podcast because we would love to have them on." So they're in London, but they travel a lot to LA and New York, obviously, because I feel like if you're in London, you want to live in New York. If you're in New York, you want to live in LA. If you live in LA,
Yeah.
you want to live in. It's like no one is happy where they
No
are,
one's
like
happy where they are. No one's
me
just
included.
happy. Point blank.
But so they're always like talking about In and Out and stuff. And so I've been watching these vlogs and I'm like, oh my God, I'm craving In and Out so bad now. And like now I like actually am at the point I have to get it today. Like I have to.
I am so upset with you that you're getting that today. I'm so jealous because dude, the way that I took In and Out for granted. And now if somebody comes and says, but what about Whataburger? What about don't?
Don't. We've
What
had this
about Shake
conversation though.
Shacks? Don't. I know we've had this, but
You
don't.
guys
I don't
know
even
it.
want to hear it. I don't even want to
No.
hear it.
No.
It's just so
I
good. And you should really go get it, dude. Number one,
I'm
grilled
going.
onions, animal style
Double grilled
fries,
onions,
Diet
animal
Coke,
fries.
unreal.
Oh, big ass Diet Coke.
It's truly just unreal, babe.
Us on real babe in it. It's delicious in it. The other thing I wanted to touch on is last episode I talked about how Martin was under the impression when I said to go take a shower
Yeah.
that we were gonna get
Get it
busy,
on.
get down, get a little
Yeah.
and then he reminded me of a time when the reverse happened, when I did want to, and I said something to him and he didn't get it. So one day we were hanging out and I'm not exactly sure like why I was upstairs, he was downstairs, and I was watching something. And oh, it was because we had a couple like weeks prior we had started watching the movie Dungeons and Dragons. And like the reason we watched it was because it was like this is probably not going to be good, right? Like this is going to be like one of those like bad movies but like that are entertaining to watch.
Right.
Anyway, so mid-movie, we Netflixed and chill, right? And we just like we hooked up during the movie, which is so weird. Do you say hooked up with your husband? Like,
also,
isn't it weird to
that's
say I hooked
so
up
like funny to like watch a movie and hook up in the middle
with
of
your
it. Like
husband?
that's with
Yeah.
your
Oh, we do.
husband.
That's like totally the way that we operate, though. So
Really
yeah,
interesting.
and so I think that this is what happened. So then, like a couple weeks later, I was like, "Hey, do you want to watch Dungeons and Dragons?" Like, I was kind of being
Right.
like,
Like
"Wink," you know.
right. Right.
And he literally came up, and I think he thought that we were gonna like watch it again to like
Right.
actually watch it this time.
Right.
And he's like, "Yeah," he's like, "For sure." Comes up, we put it on, and he's like earnestly watching the movie.
And you're just like,
And I'm
you're
like,
sitting there with a full negligee on.
a full negligee, literally, like nipples cut out, probably, like just a huge sign that just says like ready to bang, like she's for the sheets, not the streets, like absolutely just ready to rumble. And he just did not. And then literally at one point I was like, so,
Dude, that now needs to be your guys' code for
it
let's get it
is
on.
the code now going
Okay.
forward, because I
So,
was like,
okay, now I
we
know if y'all
clearly
are
have a
ever here.
miscommunication. Yeah.
Right.
There's a
You're like,
miscommunication here.
we're gonna go back to the hotel and watch Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. Because there's nothing I hate more than like planning sex or like talking about having it later, or like that to me is so, it's so expositional, and I hate it. It needs to just like happen so spontaneously for me. Otherwise I'm not interested. And so I feel like the best thing we have is to do some sort of code word.
I love that. And right off the tails of that, before I left
Mm-hmm.
for Miami, Brian and I did
Mm-hmm.
the deed.
Mm-hmm.
And I had taken a shower maybe like 3 hours before we
Mm-hmm.
had done it. And you know when you put your hair up after the shower and you kind of leave it and it kind of gets like it's a little bit high on the top, but then it's like gets a little bit curly or like weird here,
Yes.
and it gives founding father, right?
Yeah.
So we had done the deed, and the
Right.
entire time in my head, I was thinking I look like a founding father as he is absolutely coming from me. Like, I'm not kidding.
It's
I don't
giving
know
John
what
Adams.
literally I couldn't get out of my head. I
Yes.
was like, please don't look at me, like, because I didn't have time. Like, what am I gonna do mid moment, like redo my hair? And it
Right.
was just, I'm like, he's having sex with a founding father right now. Like, I don't know what to tell him. And I think that like maybe this is like it for him, but
Right.
I couldn't get out of my head. I literally
Maybe
couldn't
he's
get out
into
of my
that.
head. I couldn't
Maybe
even
he's
enjoy
into
it
like
because I was like
maybe
picturing
he's into like
me.
a George Washington moment. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe because he was like, I couldn't, I almost couldn't enjoy it because I was literally thinking in my head of me with like one of those shirts,
Like a ruffly shirt and like
just a
those.
John Adams, yeah, like literally like
Mm,
or like a raccoon hat on,
right.
like
A
absolutely
long
founding
waistcoat,
father.
perhaps, like one that has the
Literally, I'm like,
tails.
that's who you're having sex with
Maybe
right now.
perhaps a
No,
shoe with a buckle on it, perchance.
literally a shiny buckled shoe
Right. You're
and
wearing a
and honest to
pantaloon.
goodness, a pantaloon. Yeah, a
Honestly, a
pantaloon.
pantaloon. And I knew you were going to say that, because if there's one thing I know is that I know what Brian's into, and it's a pantaloon.
You know, dude, here's the thing. You take
I know
one
my brother-in-law.
look at him and you go,
Mm,
that guy is into pantaloons.
that's a pantaloon man right
That's a
there.
pantalooner if I'd ever. Oh my
It's like, what are you
gosh.
into? More tits or ass? And he's like, pantaloons.
Say no more, fam.
Say no more, fam.
Well, guys, this has been a great old time with ya. And
It's been good. We love you guys so much.
this time
Thank
always
you so much for
flies.
listening. And you know what? It really
Really
does.
flying.
It flies. If you guys have not signed up for our Patreon, the fuck are you doing? We have like, I was looking back. We have like 26 Patreon episodes.
I thought you were going to say 26 Patreon members.
Can you imagine, dude? I would just close it down. I'd be like, no, like, not doing all this work for 26 people. No, but truly, we have like 20 like we have like over 20 extra Patreon episodes. We have
That's
20
literally
Patreons.
That's literally nuts. And honestly, like we're literally like breaking our backs and y'all aren't even paying us back.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
No, we're kidding.
I am gonna make you guys feel bad.
Yeah, we thank you guys so much though for all that are subscribed to the Patreon.
Yes.
Again, you get 2 extra episodes a month, and you get our episodes that we normally drop on Thursdays a day early. And yeah, we just like, it's fun over there. We're actually going to start utilizing the chat. We didn't even know that there was a chat option. And now I have come to realize that there is a chat option. So we are going to be utilizing that soon. So you guys can jump in there. We can all chat. You girly pops can chat with each other. You guys can give each other recommendations. You guys can talk about whatever. We just really want to make it like a community and a safe space for everybody. So we're going to be doing that very soon.
Yep.
And
can't wait.
That's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you so much, and we will talk to you next week. Bye. Thank you guys so much for listening. You can catch a new episode of Model Citizen every Thursday. And please don't forget to follow the podcast so you don't miss any of the action. We want to hear from you. So please leave a rating and review and follow us on socials for all the behind the scenes action at Hunter McGrady and Michaela McGrady. And don't forget, you are worthy, you are loved, and you are capable of doing all wonderful things. Bye, guys.